Mesdames et Messieurs, bonjour, shalom. I'm going to speak, I have only 15 minutes, usually I speak 15 hours, so I'll do it very quickly. And I will start by speaking about the journey that Israel did on cyber, because I think it's very relevant for Nice. I take this opportunity, first of all, to thank very much both to David Harari and, of course, to Nelly Susan and to President Estrosi, who came here, and I'm very proud that we have here with us also Dr. Anat Berko, from a member of Knesset, our parliament. She is the head of the subcommittee of cyber, which is very important. She is not my boss, I'm not working for her, so I can be very openly speaking with you, so it is okay. The journey of Israel on cyber started exactly in 2003, meaning we are dealing with cyber for many years. It started in 2003, while the government of the State of Israel, together with the Israeli Security Agency, identified cyber as one of the main coming attacks, and in order to make sure that the country is defended, exactly 2003, a new organization was established called NISA, National Information Security Authority, and from then we made a long way. Why did it start at 2003? Some of you maybe realized it or remember. 2003, we have 4 movies. Die Hard 1, Die Hard 2, Die Hard 3. Today there is Die Hard 3, 4, and everybody started to understand, listen, today it is in the movie, tomorrow it's in our facilities. We went very quickly, I'll do it very fast, and exactly on January 1st, 2012, the government of the State of Israel, headed by Benjamin Netanyahu, decided to establish a new organization called Israel National Cyber Bureau, and I was asked to be the head of the civilian sector division. Why the civilian sector division? Because I believe that the civilian sector is the most important one, because we are all coming from this sector. And as a matter of fact, nobody was dealing with us. Nobody was looking at us. And we are speaking about food, we are speaking about drugs, we are speaking about medical devices, we are speaking about energy, everything. So it was so important, I said, I'm going to deal with this one. And I had a very special mission. You can find this mission in the internet under the resolution of the government of the State of Israel called 3611, which said Israel has to be one of the between 1 and 5 countries which are the most protected in the world. Second, Israel should make a big change. Let's put it this way. Let's go from startup nation to a cyber nation, meaning let's create new industries dealing with cyber. And when we started with 2012, we had only 50 companies. Today we have more than 450 companies, meaning we realize that cyber is not only a threat, but it is also a big business opportunity. And we started to work on this one as well. And the third one was to convince the huge companies from all over the world, mainly from the US, hopefully soon from Europe as well, to establish their cyber research centers in Israel. So IBM, Cisco, GE, PayPal, and so many other companies decided also that they will establish their cyber research center in Israel. And from that time on, we started to go very quickly. The last move was exactly on February 2015, while we established another authority. We called it the Israel National Cyber Authority. Authority means that somebody is dealing with the real thing. Somebody has to work on the operational level. And this new organization, which is just established, is the one that is going to deal mainly with the civilian sector. Why did I mention it so quickly? Because I thought it is very important for Nice, because first of all, we all remember, unfortunately, the loss yesterday of many people in London. We realized and we still remember what happened in Nice, and it can never be again. When we are dealing with cyber, we are dealing with terror. When we are dealing with terror, we are dealing with our lives. So we have to be well prepared. And why do we take cyber so seriously? Because we take in Israel everything seriously. It cannot be the other way. We have to make sure that everything that we are doing should be to protect ourselves. So if somebody is threatening us on a cyber attack, even if it is, most of the people will say, no, it's not important, we are dealing with it. I spoke before about the April 7. The first attack at April 7, 2012 was when Anonymous said, we are going to attack Israel. We took it very seriously, and they didn't succeed. When Anonymous does not succeed, it means that after one day, they are moving to another country. But let's put it like this, very luckily, we have every year a national exercise created by, not by us, by Anonymous, which makes us much more alert and much more prepared. Why do I say it? Because I think that the most important thing when we are dealing with cyber is awareness. If I'll speak with most of the people, not you, because you are here, so you believe in cyber as a threat. If I will speak with most of the people in the world, no, it will never happen to us. I can even tell you that even today, after everybody heard about Stuxnet, something that was done by very good people, I believe, people still, when I come for oil and gas and energy companies, and they say, listen, you need to have your protection from cyber. And they still tell me, Rami, it will never happen to us. It's unbelievable. Not that it is not going to happen, it happened. It happened, but they didn't realize it. Because the guys who are attacking us are very sophisticated. If we are speaking about politics or political extortion, the case of Sony, which I'm not going to speak about it now, and what happened in Ukraine and other places, is that the bots are already inside the system. And somebody somewhere, it can be in Russia, it can be in China, it can be in Iran, it can be every place, is the one who is saying, I will operate the system the minute I'm ready to do it, and the minute I would like to do it. This is terror, gentlemen. It is terror, because what is terror? Is the way to influence the people to use, to act not in the regular way. So if somebody is going to attack our reactors, our centrifugas, our turbine, this is something that can affect our lives. So this is something that can affect Nice, it can affect Paris, it can affect all over. And just a reminder, it happened. So let's be prepared. And when I'm so proud to be here at Nice, not only because it is one of the most beautiful places that I've ever been, but because when we are speaking about terror, we're speaking about physical terror that happened here and digital terror that hopefully will not be here, but we have to be well prepared. And I think that President Estrosi understood it very well. President Estrosi came to Israel and he met with many companies, also with my company. But the idea was, how do we make a special cooperation between Israel and between France? As I told you before in the panel, I'm not expecting to do the work for you. I'm not expecting to replace any organization in France. You have excellent people. I was working a lot with ainsi, I know the people. They are doing a great job. But when should you work with Israelis? When you need technology that you cannot find here in France. Do we have this technology? The answer is, of course, yes. We have new technology. We are thinking out of the box. That is one of our 5 pillars of the Israeli ecosystems. One of the most important pillars is the defense. Everybody has to go to defense. Everybody has to go to a national or compulsory service. And what do we take there? We take my son, my daughter, my neighbor's daughters, my neighbor's sons. Everybody is coming to boil together in the national incubator called IDF, Israeli Defense Forces. But we are teaching these guys 2 main things. We are teaching them, first of all, leadership, which is so important later when you come to the real life, to business. Leadership, how to work in a team, how to become a team leader. And second, Mr. Ben Simchon told me I have only 15 minutes. And second is we are teaching each one of our soldiers to think out of the box. When it comes to cyber, we have to think out of the box. Because the existing solution, the existing technological solutions which are available today are not relevant, most of them are not relevant anymore for the new kind of cyber attacks. We heard here by the Cisco gentlemen and others, okay, how do we fight the new kind of Trojan horses, what we call APT? Most of the ways is to go and deal with big data analysis, anomaly detection, preventive analysis. I believe that it is no longer existing. We cannot wait. We need to deal with IPS systems, with preventing systems, systems that will identify any kind of malware the minute it came on. Just to give you an idea, for those of you who are having an antivirus, I hope, at your houses, at your business, maybe even at your phone, every day there are more than 1 million new malwares. Who can deal with 1 million new malwares? Symantec, McAfee. It's a big problem. And more than that, all the sophisticated attacks don't even being identified by the new, antiviruses. And we in Israel, but not only in Israel, but mainly in Israel, we decided to work on new technologies, something that is not existing. That's why we are so proud to have in Israel huge companies like CyberArk, like Checkpoint, but on the other hand, many other companies who are dealing with special solution in the first layer, the second layer, etc. I'm not coming to technological issues, so you don't have to take it seriously. The main message I would like to give you is Israel is ready to work together with you. Working together means not only business. First of all, and this is the most important thing dealing with cyber, is education. Our universities are opened for overseas students from France and other places to come and work together with us, to make the research or to also to learn together in the universities. Israel was one of the first countries in the world to start having master degree on cybersecurity in the Ben-Gurion University of the Negev more than 5 years ago. So we realized that cyber is important. And like in Nice, we're a small place. In a small place, you don't find so many people to deal with cyber. So we need to educate them. Cyber is an elite profession. Not everybody can become a cyber attacker or even a cyber defender. You need to educate the people. And you need to encourage them. How do we encourage the people to learn cyber? Because they realize that there is a big business in cybersecurity. They understand that attacks are not going to stop. We are going to be more and more connected to the internet and to computers. We need to have security. So there is a big opportunity in security. Let's learn security. So this was the first message, which is education. The second one is cooperation. We spoke here in the panel before about sharing of information. You don't have to disclose with us the most sensitive information. We are not going to do it as well. But there are so many areas that we have to cooperate. The first one is intelligence. Cyber intelligence is not something that is coming from the most secret Mossad agent, which is the mosquito on the ear of Ahmadinejad in Iran. No. It is already inside the networks. This is something that we can identify. This information is coming from IBM, from Cisco, from Symantec, from all other companies who are looking at the network. That's why it is so important to look at the network. And if somebody in Nice or in France will come and say, we have to monitor the network, it doesn't mean that he is going to monitor your privacy. He is going to monitor it. Yes, we need to make changes. We need to make a cyber law. We have to make it legal. We have to look at privacy. I'm not going to add about what I said before, but these are things that we should be ready to do. The other message is, I would call it a political message. Usually, I'm speaking about the Israeli case, okay? We like to criticize the government, especially those who are not in the government. When it comes to cyber, everybody in Israel understands that cyber is of essential. We have to be prepared. We have to do it together. We can criticize, this is fine. It's legal, it's democracy, but we have to be prepared. And therefore, nobody would like the government to take a lot of money and make a big budget on many things. When it comes to cyber, remember one thing. The loss of money that you are going to have if you are not well prepared is going to cost you 10 times of what you had to invest. Most of the people agree with me. When it comes to the politician, they don't like to give the money. So in Israel, and I think this was one of the biggest success of Prime Minister Netanyahu was, I am going to show that I take it seriously. Seriously means I'm going to support it, I'm going to create the relevant organization, and if one of the organization is not working in coordination, you will remember one thing. I'm the prime minister, I'm the one who is having the budget, and I'll tell you what to do. And suddenly, surprisingly, between, every Jewish guy has about 7 ideas, so all of them were starting to come out with new ideas. He said, I'm going to give you a message. And I think this message is given also by President Estrosi. I'm in charge of cyber. I'm going to deal with cyber. And all the government organizations, in a minute I will come and count who are they have to work in cooperation together. So the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Ministry of Economic, the Ministry of Environment, the Ministry of Interior, the police, the IDF, the intelligence organization has to work together. Because the virus attacking the Israeli electric company goes on the speed of light, and while attacking Israel now, the electric company, he will attack also the Bank of Israel. And as a matter of fact, after 2 milliseconds, it will attack Nice. And the same thing is also back. If something is attacking Nice, it can happen all over the world. That's why we need cooperation. What kind of cooperation do we need? First of all, a CERT-to-CERT cooperation. CERT is Computer Emergency Response Team. The only place that the civilian can make a phone call and say, I have a problem, I would like you to know what it is, and suddenly we are getting alerted because okay, let's take it seriously, because if I'm not going to take it seriously, maybe my bank is going to be affected. As you may know, the banks are the best because they have most of the money. If they have most of the money, they can have the best security. But in Israel, we created, I understand that you give me a sign? Okay, so I understand very well. Mon commandant, Monsieur David Harari, oui, alors. So, we understood very well that we have to cooperate between all the organizations. And now we are going to have in Israel not only a national CERT, but also CERTs which are for relevant sectors, financial, energy, even air traffic control, I believe, in the future. So the message is, we are ready to work with you. We would like to work with you. We can do it together, and I'm very happy to be here with you and make sure that you will do it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. You're always very good.